Welcome to Great Talking Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the podcast where we review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics and DC Comics and much more. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment. Subscribe, hit that notification button so you can always be up to date with our latest content, and plus, smash that like button to help this channel grow, please. So thank you for the love, baby. Let's go. Now, as we continue reviewing the new Disney show by Star Wars, the Book of Boba Fett, this is the episode 2 review. And of course, this is a spoiler, so let's get into it. Episode 2 starts off the show where this gives us many surprises from plot twists, new discovery, and new characters that they never used in the live action, whether it was a movie or TV show. And this episode begins in the present time of Boba Fett. The mayor of this town sent an assassin to take out Boba Fett, and we learned that from Mock Shade that it wasn't them who did that, but they were told to, because as we learn that Jabba the Hutt's family is still alive, still kicking, and they still exist in this big galaxy. And they weren't too happy about Boba Fett taking over their town, aka the turf. So they wanted to be known that, hey, you can't take this from us. We are still here. And of course, Boba Fett wasn't having it. So of course, the two new Jabba the Hutts who are like related to the main one, the family members claim that, hey, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. And of course, they introducing us a new Wookiee to the Star Wars franchise, which I was totally excited for, and I cannot wait to talk about, which is Black Chrysanthemum. Now, Black Chrysanthemum has never really been used in a live action show, whether it's like from the movies or TV shows, and I don't think they use them in like the cartoon or animation Star Wars shows. I just don't think. And this character, if you're into reading like the Star Wars comic books, you would know this character, but if you haven't read him, but you just follow Star Wars through like these, then this is definitely new. Now, Black Chrysanthemum, he's a tough Wookiee. This Wookiee is not a friendly. He looks cute. He looks huggable, but I wouldn't, because that thing would kill you. Now, he's no, Chewbacca, but they're related in a way. They're related, obviously from the same tribe. But this one, he is an assassin. He's a bounty hunter. He's the hitman, and this Wookiee is someone you don't want to mess with. And the fact that this one protects the other family members of the Jabba the Hutt family, Boba Fett knew, and they know each other. They know each other from the Darth Vader days. So it was a very shocking surprise for Boba Fett, and it was a surprise for this Wookiee. And they kind of gave him the look, so they know each other's style, and they know how they will do in a combat fight, and they understand each other's like assassination skills. So they're not gonna take each other very easily in that way. And in that episode, Boba Fett said, hey, I don't need permission. I'll own this place, and I'll take you out and kill you. And they were kind of like, oh, you're going to need permission to take us out. After that episode, they go back to the more past event of Boba Fett. And before we get into that, I just think that's really cool that they're showing us the past and the present. And I knew they're kind of going to go like the way most TV shows are like. I want to say, honestly, that the CW made that type of TV format more popular to do. This one's very well balanced out. Like, I've seen a lot of like obviously TV shows who what does that with the past and present, and sometimes it gets really messy, especially when you get more add more seasons to it, when you add more characters, and then there's the doppelganger. It just becomes a mess, and sometimes it gets hard to follow, and I get lost, and then I just don't enjoy the show. But so far in 2 episodes, they really got this balance out, and we don't know if they're going to make another season. I really do. I really hope they do. Which I'm not. I would think they would, but I hope they do, and just in case. And with this is kind of like you're they're picking up the pace as far as like the action sequence. They're picking up the momentum, the uh, the hype to it, the just in general. They're I can see this show's picking up some steam basically, and that I just think that at first I was like, man, they're gonna do the whole first 2 episodes going to feel really slow by episode 5, and then it starts kind of going a little bit fast. But no, they just I guess they just needed one episode 1 basically, just to kind of get everything set up, and then they just shot off like a slingshot basically, like phew, they're on it. And brings us to the Tuscan Raiders, or the Tuscan tribe, I should say. Boba and the Tuscans gain a lot of trust between each other. And like I said in the last review, that I knew there was going to be like that dynamic format where the two needed to learn how to trust each other, but one was going to have to really want to earn respect, which is Boba Fett had to earn their respect, their trust first before they could start trusting him. And that it's pretty much he had to show some loyalty. He had to show like his true intentions. Like, was he gonna come down and slice the throat, assassinate him? I don't know. That's what their mindset was. And these two started to plan to take over this train, and Boba Fett taught the Tuscans how to, ride these like machines, like a motorcycle type thing. And honestly, I thought that was funny and very entertaining to watch. To seeing them like mess up. It's kind of like when obviously when you first get you're gonna learn how to drive. You kind of like you're nervous and scared. You don't know what's going on, and you're like, oh, if I don't want to back up too far or move forward. You might hit something. Like a young teenager, preteen type thing, and it just reminded me that like they didn't know. And you got to remember the Tuscan tribe, they're kind of like the bottom of the food chain. Well, not completely the bottom of the food chain, but they're on the lower side of the food chain as far as like these people, they have to hide in like the sand desert. They have to, cover up their bodies, their face. Like, they have a rut life, and they just try to survive every day, day by day. And obviously this show, my God, a lot of Tuscan tribes, a lot of the members, they've been getting destroyed, killed, injured. I'm just like, my God, where are they all coming from? Like, but obviously they try to survive and try to live. And with Boba Fett, that was his opportunity to, say, hey guys, I'm on your side. They did. They got on this train. They pretty much stopped it, and my gosh, like that was intense. Like I was like, I was rooting for the Tuscans tribe, and I got worried for everyone, for each one of them that got shot and fell off that train. I'm like, oh my gosh, like are they dead? Are they alive? I mean, whoo! And the main two like generals of that tribe, man, like they knocked it out the park with Boba Fett, of course. So I'm just like, man, that's so cool, and I really like it. And after that, Boba Fett did something that I don't think the Tuscan tribes ever got or appreciated, and that was just the fact that they were given like these like food supplies. And Boba Fett took these trains, like, or like hijackers or whatever, and said, hey, if you're gonna do if you're gonna come through here, like you're gonna pay these. You're gonna pay the Tuscans. You're not gonna just push them over. He pretty much stopped the bully or the bullies, and he let them know the business. And that was probably the nicest thing that Tuscan's tribe have ever seen for a long time. And that earned their trust, which they trained him how to fight. They trained him how to use like that like stick type thing. I mean, my God, they made him make his own. Like they have him carve it, and they told him to go full detail with the carving and make it look cool and pretty. And my God, like it was a tent, and but he was getting better and better. And then that night where they all got together and they gave him the like a lizard, and obviously went up his nose, but and this lizard, like, it was supposed to like guide him to his destiny, which led him to it brought him a stick, and then they trained him and all that. So and what I mean by all that, why I'm explaining all that is that's the format of how the show's going. Is Boba Fett was abandoned. Boba Fett was gone. Everybody in the Star Wars universe has forgotten him or just assumed he was dead, obviously. And, nobody so far has shown that nobody looked for him. I mean, they did, but I mean, like, the main characters. I'm talking about, like, a Luke Skywalker. I'm talking about Kylo Ren. I'm talking about up, like you would see in the theater, in the movies. And, nothing really. Honestly, they just assumed that he was gone. And so this was just his chance to change, and it looks like he's changing to be a better person. And with the Tuscan tribe, you learn that their land that's all desert, and where Boba Fett was from a long time ago in the Star Wars series, it was flooded by this ocean or water, basically. And then it dried out, and then no water ever came back. So this water like destroyed their land, destroyed the way they live, and that's one thing they can kind of relate. And obviously, after they made him a member, you know, so far in the past, he didn't get his like Boba Fett suit, the Mandalorian suit, basically. He didn't get the helmet. So I just wonder when that all came. Hopefully, they answered in an episode. That's really cool. I mean, they're showing that the Tuscan tribes are a big important part of the Star Wars cinematic universe, and it looks like they're going to keep the Tuscan tribe around. Um, and then let's talk about this new character, this new Wookiee, Black Chrysanthemum. This is a Wookiee that is a bounty hunter, and like I said, he never been in the like live action movies or TV shows in the past. So this is like his first live action debut, and my God, I like the graphics, the design. Like I don't know if it's CGI or just it was made the way like they did Chewbacca when they filmed, the first Star Wars films and stuff. I don't know, but I really like this. And this character comes back in the 2015 comic books of the Dark Vader series that were made by Marvel Comics. And the timeline between his debut was between New Hope and the Empire Strike Back. This was a story where Vader, paid Jabba the Hutt for two bounty hunters to, find Obi-Wan Kenobi and get some revenge. And, you know, they have a lot of history, basically. Uh, this Wookiee has a lot of history with Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader, and so forth. So, hopefully, I know they're making an Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hopefully, they'll have more of this character in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, hopefully. But These two this Wookiee and Boba Fett, so definitely do have a past and a history together, and they know each other's skills. They know each other's ability to assassinate, and they don't take each other very lightly. They take each other very serious, and they have done business together. And obviously, they part ways, and we just don't know how they part ways in the live action. Um, and 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 I just wonder, like, will they just show us Obi-Wan Kenobi now in the present time? It could. I mean, these two really link to him the most now, and definitely Darth Vader. So it looks like, if fans were wondering, like, oh, are they ever gonna do some like Darth Vader stuff? Well, here's your answer. There could be a chance. Honestly, like, even at the show, like an old footage of Darth Vader, this would be it. Like, this is a way to do it, and I just think this is so awesome. And this Wookiee, this one, it ain't nice. This one wants to hurt. This one's out for money and does business. So, for Boba Fett to try to assassinate any Jabba the Hutt family members, good luck, because this Wookiee's he's a well skilled shooter, especially with the sniper of some sort. So this is very exciting, and I hope they introduce more Wookiees and more Star Wars characters that they haven't. And I think they will. I think they will. I think they will. And whether they do it in this season or another Star Wars or maybe the next Mandalorian season, but this is really awesome, and I just can't wait to see more of this, especially in episode 3. Like, I hope I see more of this Wookiee, because this was fun to watch, and it got people excited. Like, they're expanding this universe, and I just literally love it about it. Um, and what I like about this is the way they introduced this Wookiee, Black Chrysanthus. He he didn't do much. He just stood there, and nobody understands what a Wookiee says unless you're like Han Solo or whatever. And I just curious. I wonder, does Boba Fett speak Wookiee? Time would tell, obviously. But what I really like about this is just the fact that you know it's going to be a slow introduction, and it's going to make people want to know more about him. But I definitely cannot wait. And I would hope they would make a Star Wars whole show about this character on its own, whether it's a show about the Wookiees or whatever. But you never know. So I definitely like this episode. I'm getting this episode an 8. Great story, very well balanced, and this show gave us new excitement, and it's given us this whole Star Wars a new breath of life, basically, and I just think it's really cool. So thank you for listening to my review. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Great Talk and Entertainment. Thank you, and peace